Hello, and welcome to the new Mists of Pandaria guides. Our focus today will be Brewmaster Monks. This guide will cover all the leveling talents, spells, glyphs, and leveling rotation required to reach level 85. So if you're ready, let us dive in, starting with our talents. In Mists of Pandaria, there was a huge overhaul for the talent system. In previous expansions, the leveling tree locked us into one of either two paths, either single target rotation or AoE rotation. The new talent system is much less complicated and makes choices a lot easier. Talents will get more useful the further we level up. As a Brewmaster Monk, we want to be always in the stance of the sturdy ox, due to the tremendous benefits it provides for us as tanks. For Tier 1 or level 15, our choices are Celerity, Tiger's Lust, or Momentum. Celerity passively reduces the recharge time of our roll or chi torpedo by 5 seconds and increases their charges by 1. Tiger's Lust removes all immobilizing movement slowing effects from the target and increases our movement speed by 70% for 6 seconds. It has a 30-second cooldown and can be used on ourselves or a friendly target. Finally, we have Momentum. Momentum passively increases our movement speed by 25% for 10 seconds, each time we use Roll or Chi Torpedo, stacking up to 2 times. My recommendation for this tier will be Tiger's Lust, because it can get us out of sticky situations quickly. As a melee class, we are prone to slows and snares, and this ability helps us move a lot quicker. For Tier 2 or level 30, our choices are Chi Wave, Zen Sphere, or Chi Burst. Chi Wave is a healing or lightning spell that jumps between 7 targets, alternating between allies and enemies. Each bounce either heals or damages its target based on their alignment. Zen Sphere creates a healing sphere above a friendly target lasting for 16 seconds. Every 2 seconds, it heals the target and deals damage to the nearest enemy within 10 yards. Chi Burst emits a cone wave in a 40-yard radius in front of the caster, healing all friendly targets and damaging all enemies within its range. It has a 30-second cooldown and casts no resources. Out of the 3 options, Chi Wave is really the best option while leveling, as it provides damage and healing at the same time. For Tier 3 or level 45, our choices are Power Strike, Ascension, or Chi Brew. Power Strike passively causes our jab, Expel Harm, Spinning Crane Kick, and Crackling Jade Lightning to generate 1 extra chi. Ascension increases our maximum chi by 1, raising it from 4 to 5, and increases our energy regeneration by 15%. Chi Brew instantly restores 2 chi and grants us 2 stacks of Tiger Eye Brew. The best option for this tier will be Chi Brew, because it helps us quickly regain control of bosses and adds. For Tier 4 or level 60, our choices are Ring of Peace, Charging Ox Wave, or Leg Sweep. Ring of Peace can be cast on a friendly target, creating an 8-yard radius ring around them, lasting for 8 seconds. Charging Ox Wave summons an ox that charges forward, stunning all enemies in a 30-yard line for 3 seconds. It has a 30-second cooldown. Leg Sweep stuns all enemies within a 5-yard radius for 5 seconds. This ability has a 45-second cooldown. The recommendation for this tier will be Charging Oxwave because of the lower cooldown time. For Tier 5 or level 75, our choices are Healing Elixirs, Dampen Harm, or Diffuse Magic. Healing Elixirs restores 15% of our maximum health each time we consume a brew or a tea. This effect has an 18-second cooldown and does not trigger if we are at full health. It will automatically activate if our health drops below 35%. Next, we have Dampen Harm. Dampen Harm reduces the damage of our next 3 attacks against us by 50%, provided that these attacks deal at least 20% damage of our maximum health. This ability has a 1.5-minute cooldown. Finally, Diffuse Magic. Diffuse Magic removes all magical debuffs currently affecting us, and for the next 6 seconds, it reduces all the magical damage we take by 90% and reflects all spells back to the caster. The best option for this tier will be Diffuse Magic, as the two other talents can be covered by our healers. This should cover the full portion of our talents that are provided once we reach level 85. As for the level 90 talents, I will cover them in a different guide, as some talents change from leveling to endgame content. Now, let us discuss our core spells. Starting with Tiger Palm. Tiger Palm is an instant cast spell that is activated when we are in Serpent stance, Ox stance, or Tiger stance. This spell allows us to attack with the palm of our hand and grants us the Tiger Power buff, causing our attacks to ignore 30% of the enemy's armor for 20 seconds. This ability will be active at level 3. Next, we have Roll. Roll is an instant cast spell that rolls you forward. This ability has 2 charges and unlocks at level 5. After Roll, we have Blackout. Blackout is an instant cast spell lasting a Chi energy kick. This ability unlocks at level 7. Also unlocking at level 7 is Expel Harm. Expel Harm is an instant cast spell that heals us and causes 50% of the amount healed as damage to nearby enemies within 10 yards. This ability generates 1 Chi. Next, we have Provoke. Provoke is an instant cast spell that taunts an enemy, causing them to rush towards us with 50% increased movement speed. This ability unlocks at level 14. At level 18, we get Resuscitate. Resuscitate is an energy-based spell that returns the spirit to the body, restoring a dead target to life with 35% maximum health and mana. At level 20, we get Detox. Detox is an energy-based spell that eliminates ailments from a friendly target, removing harmful poisons and diseases. Zen Pilgrimage is a 10-second cast spell that allows us to travel to the peaks of serenity in Pandaria, leaving our body behind. We can use Zen Pilgrimage again to return to where we were. This ability unlocks at level 20. Tiger Strike is a passive ability that has an 8% chance of gaining Tiger Strike buff when we auto-attack, increasing our attack speed by 50% and causing our next 4 auto-attacks to cause an extra attack. This ability also unlocks at level 20. Touch of Death is an instant cast that requires 3 Chi. This attack exploits the enemy's weakest point, instantly killing them. This attack is only usable on non-player enemies, and it unlocks at level 22. Legacy of the Emperor costs 20 energy. This spell increases our strength, agility, and intellect by 5%. If we are in a raid or party group, all party and raid members will be affected by this spell. This ability unlocks at level 22. Swift Reflexes is a passive ability that increases our chance to parry by 5%. When we parry an attack, our reflexivity strikes back at the enemy. This effect has a 1-second cooldown and can be unlocked at level 23. Fortifying Brew. Fortifying Brew is an instant cast spell, requiring us to be in the Serpent stance, Ox stance, or Tiger stance. This ability turns our skin into stone, increasing our health by 20% and reduces the damage we take by 20%. This ability unlocks at level 24. Expel Harm. Expel Harm is an instant cast spell that heals us for 50% of the amount healed and instantly deals damage to nearby enemies as nature damage within 10 yards. This ability generates 1 Chi and unlocks at level 26. Disable. Disable is an energy-based spell. It disables the target's movement, reducing their movement speed by 50%. The duration of Disable will be refreshed if the target remains within 10 yards of the monk. This ability unlocks at level 28. Nimble Brew. Nimble Brew is an instant cast spell that requires Serpent Stance, Ox Stance, or Tiger Stance. This spell clears us from all roots, stun, fear, and horror effects, and reduces the duration of future effects by 60% for 6 seconds. This ability unlocks at the level 30. Zen Pilgrimage Return is a 10-second cast spell that returns our spirit back to our body. This ability unlocks at level 30. Spearhand Strike. Spearhand Strike is an instant cast spell that requires Serpent Stance, Ox Stance, or Tiger Stance. This spell interrupts any casts and prevents any spell from being cast for the next 4 seconds. If an enemy is facing us when we cast it, they are also silenced for 2 seconds. This ability unlocks at level 32. Paralysis is an energy-based spell which costs 20 energy and requires us to be in Serpent Stance, Ox Stance, or Tiger Stance. This spell incapacitates the enemy for 40 seconds. Any damage taken will cancel this effect. This ability unlocks at level 44. Reawaken. Reawaken is a 10-second cast spell that brings all dead party or raid members back to life with 30% health or mana. This spell cannot be cast in combat and unlocks at level 44. Spinning Crane Kick. Spinning Crane Kick is an instant cast spell that allows us to spin while kicking in the air and damaging all nearby enemies within 8 yards. This ability generates chi and can be unlocked at level 46. Crackling Jade Lightning. Crackling Jade Lightning is a 20 energy per second spell that requires Serpent Stance, Ox Stance, or Tiger Stance. This ability channels Jade Lightning at the target, causing nature damage every 6 seconds. When dealing damage, we have a 30% chance to generate 1 chi. This ability unlocks at level 54. Healing Sphere. Healing Sphere is an instant cast spell that forms a healing sphere out of healing mists at the target's location for 1 minute. If an ally walks through it, they consume the sphere, healing themselves. We can generate a maximum of 3 spheres at the same time. This ability unlocks at level 64. Grapple Weapon. Grapple Weapon is an instant cast spell that requires Serpent Stance, Ox Stance, or Tiger Stance. This ability allows us to fire a rope sphere grappling the target's weapon and shield, returning them to us for 8 seconds. This ability unlocks at level 68. Zen Meditation. Zen Meditation is a channeled spell that reduces all damage taken by 90% and redirects to us up to 5 harmful spells cast on a party or raid member within 30 yards. This effect lasts for 8 seconds, and this ability unlocks at level 82. This concludes the Brewmaster spells section. Now, let us discuss Glyphs. Glyphs are divided into 2 sections, Major Glyphs and Minor Glyphs. For the Major Glyphs, our choices are Glyph of Spinning Crane Kick, Glyph of Fortifying Brew, and Glyph of Fortuitous Spheres. For our Minor Glyphs, our options are Glyph of Spirit Roll, Glyph of Water Roll, and Glyph of Zen Flight. Now, let us discuss the levering rotation. As Brewmaster Monks, we want to be in the stance of the Sturdy Ox at all time. This stance has tremendous benefits for us as tanks. It grants us immunity to critical strikes, it increases our stamina by 20%, it reduces all damage taken by 25%, it increases the energy regeneration by 10%, and finally, it grants us access to Stagger. I will dive into more details regarding Stagger when we reach the cooldown section. Single Target Rotation. The single target rotation for Brewmaster Monks revolves around spending our energy to generate chi, and then using this chi to enhance our survivability and threat generation. We will need chi to generate attacks. We have chi builder spells and chi spender spells. Our chi builder spells are keg-smash, expel harm, and jab. Keg-smash should be used when we have 2 or fewer chi, as it also generates 2 chi. Expel harm should be used when we are not at full health, as it provides a small amount of self-healing. Jab is our default chi generating ability and our primary method to spending our excess energy. Our chi spenders are Blackout and Touch of Death. Blackout should be used at least once every 6 seconds. It helps us maintain high uptime on our self-buff shuffle. Touch of Death should be used on an enemy that has equal or less health than us. This ability costs 3 chi. We should use Tiger Palm as a filler when we have nothing else to cast. For our AoE rotation, and when attacking 3 or more targets, we should use our normal rotation and maintain the shuffle buff, while also using keg-smash, making sure that Dizzying Haze debuff is applied to all targets. Spinning Crane Kick, and finally, when we notice that shuffle is about to expire and we don't have enough chi for it, then we should use Breath of Fire to keep the debuff on all enemies. With this, we come to an end for the section of rotations. Now, let us discuss cooldowns. While technically, cooldowns are mostly part of our rotation, these abilities are harmful to our survivability. Our cooldowns are Purifying Brew. This ability should be used frequently whenever we accumulate a significant amount of staggered damage to get rid of it. Elusive Brew. This cooldown should be used whenever we anticipate dangerous melee attacks. Guard. This ability has a 30-second cooldown and should be used as often as possible throughout the encounter, especially when our health drops unexpectedly or when we expect high damage. While the shield from Guard is up, our minor self-healing abilities are 30% stronger. Finally, we have Blackout. This ability applies a 6-second self-buff called Shuffle each time we use it. This buff is essential for our survivability, especially during periods of intense incoming damage. Now, let us discuss what Stagger Damage is. Stagger is a key ability of Brewmaster Monks, and we can only benefit from it when we are in the stance of the Sturdy Ox. The base form of Stagger causes 80% of incoming physical damage to be taken instantly, and 20% of that damage received to be turned into a 10-second debuff. The good news is that Mastery Rating via Mastery of Elusive Brew and Shuffle via Blackout increase the staggered amount, making Mastery Rating and a high Shuffle uptime very important for our survival. The best part about Stagger is that we can remove it using Purifying Brew for 1 chi every second. This is particularly useful when we receive high amount of damage. We also have additional cooldowns in the forms of Avert Harm and Zen Meditation. Avert Harm is a raid cooldown that redirects 20% of all damage taken by raid members within 10 yards to us for up to 6 seconds. Zen Meditation allows us to significantly reduce the damage of the first melee attack that hits us while we are channeling this ability. This concludes the Brewmaster Leveling Guide. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. And until next time, see ya!